Hey y'all, so this is my review for the Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 12 reunion. There are 3 parts for some strange reason. I apologize in advance. I'm a little tired, but I'm gonna white knuckle this review because I love y'all. And I don't wanna be late because I have so many reviews to do this week. Anywho, let's just get into it. I'm really glad they skipped over the behind the scenes, the women getting ready and stuff like that. We just get right into it. I hate this set. Like, why is it Nashville? This is the Real Housewives of New Jersey, not Nashville. Not sure why they had a Nashville theme. We got a little pleasant introductions from Andy, and already he's kissing Teresa's ass. This jumpsuit is hideous. They just did a close-up on it. It's even worse up close than far away. Teresa said that she just had surgery, I think on her appendix, and she's not supposed to yell. Okay, girl. Let's see how long that lasts. Dolores says she has a new man. I thought we were going to see him at the end of the season, but we didn't. So it looks like, that was her meal ticket to have a storyline for next season because she was invited back. Actually, everybody was invited back except Jackie. I mean, she got demoted to friend. I mean, she says she was the richest, so she'll be fine. So the first rule we get into is at the beginning of the season when Jennifer's tea was exposed. And also when Dolores got in Jackie's face. Jackie says she was never afraid of Dolores because she never thought Dolores would hit her. I don't think she would have hit her too because Jackie would have definitely sued her ass. Oh my God, how many times, Andy, how many times are you gonna bring up Teresa pushing you in that damn chair? Lord, because if it was a black housewife, she'd be off the damn show. Let's keep it all the way real. Okay, Jackie. So Andy was asking her, what's wrong with this? Well, I'm an accomplished woman. It's called me this. It's very diminutive. Jennifer getting a little spicy already. So Dolores is in the hot seat right now because I think she was telling Jennifer as well as Margaret that they were both right in the situation. And Jackie called her out for her double speak, telling Jennifer that she's not a good friend to you. Oh, Jennifer is coming after Dolores. Okay. I mean, she's mad because Frank was the one that was passing on the rumor too. She's like, well, was it you or Frank talking about the rumor? And Dolores says she didn't know nothing about it. Okay, Dolores. I did not foresee Jennifer and Dolores going at it, and they were like sitting right next to each other. I'm guessing Jennifer just feels backstabbed by Dolores because, Dolores was kind of caught in the middle because she's cool with both of them. But I really think Dolores was only cool with Jennifer because she was on Team Teresa along with her. So I'm not surprised that friendship fell apart. Ooh, I know Dolores want to knock this bitch out. I know she do. She's so calm. I'll give that to her. But Jennifer is letting her have it right now. Oh, Dolores just called it disgusting. She said she'll never be friends with her again. And I'm guessing since the show ended, Jennifer was talking a lot of shit about Dolores and saying she didn't feel like she was a good friend. Andy is just getting his life from this. He is smirking hard. Oh, now she's telling Dolores to shut the fuck up? Oh, Jennifer got balls. Wow, that's the thing. I was saying this on Twitter. Jennifer shows up for the reunion. She did okay this season, but in the reunion, she comes alive. Was your marriage good or not? It was. Then act like it. Okay, Jersey, I'm feeling the reunion. We are only 12 minutes in. I'm in. I'm in. And y'all notice how Melissa trying to add in her little 2 cents here and there? Girl, shut up. We don't care about you unless your husband come on stage. So now we're getting to Jackie's comment in episode 1 referring to Jennifer's husband. He stuck his dick up in her. I really did think that was cruel. Like when she came at the party, those ladies were ready for her. Like, they talked about her nose, and then they talked about the marriage. They outed her with that. She didn't deserve that. And, I hope she reads them on this reunion. Like, Jennifer is annoying, but a part of me likes her a little bit. The nerve of Teresa trying to call somebody not classy when she's an ex-con. Oh, Lord, here we go, talking about the analogy. Andy already put a pin in it. He was like, okay, we're not talking about that. So now we're talking about Teresa's contradiction and how she keeps trying to call out Margaret when she did the same thing to Jackie the last season. Teresa said she apologized to Jackie, and Jackie was like, well, that was before I found out that you were digging. And then Teresa's like, I wasn't digging, bitch. And here we go again. Ooh, child, these ladies are going back and forth over this damn rumor. I'm kind of tired of hearing about it, honestly. So next scene, we see the husbands arriving to the venue. They chilling backstage. And now we're back with the ladies. And now Andy is asking Teresa about her love bubble. So Teresa is still blaming Margaret for the rumors, even though before Margaret even said anything, the rumors were out. Like, this chick is just such a bonehead, a brickhead, a dummy. And then she's talking about how good Louis treats her, and then Andy mentions, oh, he's a total, complete 180 from Joe Giudice. He actually compares Joe Giudice to a caveman. Well, this is new information. So she's talking about Joe, and she said when she got married, she wasn't in love with Joe. Interesting. Like, you can tell in the ladies' faces, like, oh. So now Andy is talking about the prenup situation that he originally brought up on Watch What Happens Live, and Teresa's saying she's not going to get one. I mean, Teresa's a bonehead. I mean, that's why I landed her in jail in the first place. And Andy is like, well, are you going to get a prenup? And from the way she's answering, she's not. So when this relationship blows up in her face, it was her fault. Andy is clearly showing some favoritism towards Teresa right now. It's very eye-rolling. So we get to some interesting information. Teresa just had her engagement party, and the only ladies that went was Melissa and Jennifer. She didn't invite her ride or die, like since she was like, what, a teenager, Dolores? And Dolores said, you know, she's fine with it. She didn't want me to. And she just asked Teresa, was she mad at her? And Teresa said, no, it was just couples. I call bullshit. Oh, Lord, now we get into the bridesmaid issue. So this is Melissa's turn to speak. So Teresa clearly doesn't want Melissa in her wedding, and she's not a bridesmaid. And Andy asked Melissa, was she hurt by it? And she said, oh, well, I wasn't initially, but when I found out that she has her other sister-in-laws, like Louis' sister, she was just like, damn. I mean, I could see with Melissa, like, why she felt that way, but the truth of the matter is they're not friends. And I don't even think they like each other. Like, their friendship is totally out of obligation. And Teresa actually says it first, like, here's the thing, we're not close. Yeah, I agree with Teresa. I agree with Teresa. Wow. I mean, it's real. They don't like each other. She tells Teresa that, you know, however they feel about each other, they do have history with each other. Like, she brings up her deceased parents, saying that she helped her mom when she was away or at prison. She said that, you know, she was holding her deceased dad's hand in his final hours. And Teresa's just making excuses right now. And Melissa says that Teresa only knew Louis' sisters like for a year, yet they're in her wedding. Melissa and Teresa are going back and forth, and Melissa brings up that she was sat at a far table at Teresa's engagement party while everybody else was at the main table. Teresa don't like you. She don't like you, and she treating Dolores like shit. I think Dolores just isn't ready to not be friends with Teresa, because Dolores should definitely feel some type of way. I think Margaret interjects a little bit because Teresa's contradicting herself like always, so then she tells Margaret, shut the fuck up, bitch. It's like when Teresa doesn't know what to say, she's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Oh my God. So Melissa brings up an example like, you were a bridesmaid in my wedding. And then Teresa's like, well, I was like 8 or 9 months pregnant and you made me do it. A good friend would have waited like, oh, I'll wait till you have the baby. She got some fucking nerve. Oh my God. It is a miracle that Melissa even wants to be in the same vicinity as Teresa. And Teresa then doubles down on it. She's like, she should have waited for me to have my baby. Like, hold up her entire wedding for Teresa, someone that didn't even like her. So now they bring out Joe Gorga because he's like the 7th housewife of New Jersey. They don't even bring the other husbands out because Joe has been inserting himself in the women's drama since day one. Finally, Melissa's sticking up for herself. Family, family, family. It's bullshit. Thank you, Melissa. Jesus, you should have did this on the show. Teresa has some nerve trying to tell Melissa, please keep the peace. That's my only family. But she can act like a fucking asshole, like the whole time. Fuck that. Teresa keeps talking over Joe. Like, Joe is at least trying to have an adult conversation with Teresa. But Teresa is a petulant child, so it's not possible. Oh my God. Teresa is bringing up season 3. Did she really say Caroline and Jacqueline? Oh my God, she is holding a grudge against Melissa and Joe. This is just so one-sided and no one calls it out. Nobody. Here go Jennifer again. I mean, at least she's a ride or die for Teresa. She's Teresa's one last soldier sticking up for her. She's saying that because she was going at it with Margaret and Melissa took Margaret's side, that's what hurt their relationship. Bullshit, Teresa was in the wrong. So then Andy points out her contradiction. She said, when was sometimes that you had Melissa's back? Crickets. Roll the tape. I can't remember. She is in agony. I can't imagine what type of hell it is to be related to her. Wow, and as Teresa's talking, like, the lights go out. And they really kept that in, too. And they take a little commercial break. I think somebody was looking out for Teresa because they definitely didn't hold her accountable for that. Oh my God, I think Teresa tried to answer the question. She said that she had Melissa's back when it came to Jennifer. Halfway, and then Melissa was like, well, you did stay with Jennifer when she put her hands on me, and we get that little flashback. And then Jennifer's running her mouth again. I think she tried to blame Margaret for something again. Margaret says she's high half the time, and then Teresa says people function better when they're high. Well, my videos are kind of better when I'm high, but that's something different. Anyway, so we get into the next reel, and I'm guessing this is going to be about Gia inserting herself into her mom's drama. So one of the comments that Teresa got was like how her daughters speak to Joe. And y'all saw my review. I was like, Gia needs to be popped in her mouth for talking to her elders like that. She is wrong in that situation. Her uncle was defending her mom against her abusive husband. And he was definitely verbally abusive to Teresa and making her look like a fool on national TV. And allowing her daughters to come at Joe like that, even though it is Joe, was foul in my opinion. She should have told them to stay out of it. Y'all don't know what went on. I mean, all they had to do was just watch seasons 1 through 5. And then Teresa has the nerve to bring up Kathy, who has not been on this show in seasons. So far we've had Caroline, Kathy, as well as Jacqueline mentioned on the season 12 reunion by Teresa. Again, it's just more of Teresa not taking any type of accountability. Like, she's a lost cause. Dolores is silent. She's just letting Teresa be loud and wrong. Jennifer is her soldier. Margaret, I mean, I think she's just trying to be respectful when it comes to the family fighting. And I guess Jackie's trying to do the same thing too. So again, we're talking about Teresa's contradictions. Someone else brings up how if Margaret called Louis a bitch boy, kind of like how Jennifer did to Joe, she would be enraged. She says she wouldn't give a shit, which we all know is a lie. She then says as an excuse, oh, well, if Louis was so involved with the women, you know, I'd be like, oh, babe, you need to stop getting involved or whatever. She's like, oh, it's called Housewives, but Joe is still like involved. I mean, Joe does get involved a lot in the women's business, and he gets more camera time than his wife, so I will agree with her on that. So Joe's not getting really annoyed with Teresa and saying, oh yeah, just you and your friend over there. And then Jennifer, you know, she pipes up, and I think she calls him a bitch girl this time. So the ladies' mouths drop when Jennifer calls Joe a bitch girl again. And, you know, Joe's like, oh, you see? And then Jennifer's saying, I'm defending myself. You air slapped me. You know Teresa ain't got nothing to say. Again, double standard? So now it's like the Gorgas versus Jennifer now. And then Melissa points out how Jennifer talked to her husband and like saying, well, you didn't call him a bitch boy for not sticking up for you. Then she's like, oh, well, it's a spectrum. Joe Gorga does too much, my husband does too little. Oh, Jennifer, I mean, at least she came to this reunion prepared. Like, she's the one talking the most. Ugh, and then we got Joe saying what makes a man, and now it's getting kind of cringy. He's calling Jennifer honey. Just bring the rest of the guys out. This is getting uncomfortable. Like, he's basically the 7th housewife right now. Josephine. Teresa, again, is just making excuses, and I think it's just making her brother angrier. So Teresa's calling him like a housewife now, or at least implying it, and then they're going back and forth, and then Joe's like, you know what? I quit. You know, it's been great, Bravo. It's been 12 years. Teresa then says, you can't quit. I mean, your wife's on the show. Oh, you know, Teresa would celebrate, pop bottles, and scream from the rooftops if Melissa and Joe got off the show. And Joe does the classic housewives walk-off. I mean, Teresa's right. I mean, Joe is a housewife. Like, he just did a walk-off. We know he's coming back to the set. So as he walks off, you got Melissa and Teresa going at it. As Joe's storming off, he calls her a moron, which he's right. And that is where part 1 ends, y'all. That was a decent part 1 reunion. I gotta say. I mean, the ladies, particularly Jennifer, is bringing it. This one episode was more entertaining than half the season. I'm wondering, are they going to bring out the friend of the show? What was her name? Tracy? I wonder if they're going to bring her out. And I'm looking at the preview for part 2, and Looks really good. Andy, I get that you're a gay man, but still, you yelling at the women and telling them to shut up, that's still not a good look for you, sir. You need to be more professional than that. Like, be like King and bring like a bullhorn out or something, but don't tell them shut up. That kind of bothers me. Does it bother y'all? But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this reunion. I thought it was a great part 1. With that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.